joined from Qnews by Director of Media and spokesperson for the Palestinian Red Crescent, Raed Al-Nems. A very warm welcome to Qnews, sir. And sir, how would you describe the current humanitarian situation on the ground in Gaza, especially in terms of access to medical care and emergency response capabilities?
Hello. Actually, the humanitarian situation here are still really bad in the Gaza Strip, especially that so much hospitals are out of service and we are lacking so much medical equipment and so on. And so this, of course, will hinder the proper medical attention. For the civilians to get even food and water and so on, and the humanitarian aid that's being delivered is not nearly enough. The destruction that was caused as a result of a 2-year war is beyond description, and so yeah, we are urging the UN to put so much effort and pressure so that the more aid is being delivered to Gaza.
Sir, given the scale of destruction, what are the biggest logistical and operational challenges facing the Palestinian Red Crescent today?
Of course, a 2-year war, there is an urgent need for humanitarian aid and medical supplies and so on. And so the majority of the Gaza Strip civilians don't even have somewhere to stay. And so, yeah, they need covers, they need tents, and the basic necessities for everyday life. They need fuel, they need oxygen, and even supplies for operations. And we're also facing a huge problem because there's so much people in just small areas, and the situation there is catastrophic, and it is so unhygienic and causes diseases to and so yeah, and there are so much bodies under the rubble where the people are staying, and they couldn't just yet get those bodies from under the rubble. They don't have the mechanisms and the devices needed to get the bodies, and so this makes things even worse.
Sir, can you elaborate more about the impact of recent hostilities on hospitals, ambulances and healthcare personnel that are working in Gaza, please?
What happened during the aggression led to more than 30 hospitals out of service, and then also some smaller hospitals. Even the ambulances are destroyed, and then the medical staff was even targeted. Some of them were killed, some were injured, and also in addition to the lack of supplies, food, medical supplies, they are not getting the proper medical attention. We're talking around 350,000 people with chronic diseases that need medical attention urgently, and they don't have the drugs and the medicines that they need for their diseases. And there is around 15,000 people with critical injuries and critical diseases, and we cannot even get them to hospitals outside of the Gaza Strip because of the Israeli measures that prevent them from going out the corridors. And so we are trying to build some kind of hospitals here to save what can be saved, and to be somewhere to go to try to alleviate the suffering of the injured.
Sir, could you furthermore describe the mechanisms and methods does the Red Crescent has in place to ensure the protection of its staff and volunteers amidst ongoing attacks, sir?
We actually we were ready for the aggressions that targeted our staff and our cars and so on, and we faced around 500 aggressions, and so this caused around 56 people of our staff being killed, and lots of ambulances being destroyed and are out of service now. And so we are coordinating with the legal organizations and the international community and the partners to guarantee that Israel will keep its end of the deal and not try to hinder any delivery of aid, food, medicine, and so on. But unfortunately, the Israeli occupation forces are still not honoring the UN resolutions, the agreements, and so on that are calling for safety and security for the medical staff.
Sir, your assessments of the coordination between the Palestinian Red Crescent and international humanitarian agencies in addressing urgent needs as soon as possible?
The Palestinian Red Crescent here, we're working around the clock with coordination with the local organizations and so on to try to guarantee some kind of decent medical attention. And so, yeah, we are having coordination with the International Red Crescent, with the World Health Organizations, the UN, and all the organizations that we can. And we are aiming through this coordination to alleviate the suffering of the injured and the ill. And so, yeah, we are trying also to provide food, to provide medical supplies, the medicine, and we are trying to cover more areas to give the people the medical attention that they need.
Sir, you're trying to give medical attention, and it's very obvious that medical attention is interfering. However, on the contrary, there are live ammunitions now that are that attack children suddenly, which are in the rubble, and it will take at least 30 years for this ammunitions, which are still working but in the rubble, to be removed. How do you read this situation, which is very dangerous, sir, and which is hurting the lives and killing many of the children in Gaza at this moment and at this point?
Actually, the children are the ones being killed and injured more, and even getting some psychological diseases. And so, yeah, we have lots of children who were killed and were injured, and we're trying to take care of them at the Red Crescent, and we are calling for intensified efforts to stop the killing and targeting the children. Lots of them have been killed, and around more than 60,000 children are in danger because they cannot get food, they cannot get antibiotics, milk, even the vaccines. And so we are putting so much effort here and coordinating with the international organizations to get them food and more supplies. And we are calling also for Israel to stop attacking the civilians and the children who have lost their lives or lost their caregivers, their parents, their families, and there are thousands of children who are injured right now.
Sir, thank you for your answer. However, you got me wrong. I meant the live ammunitions, sir, that are still in the rubble, that the children by mistake go and think that they're just playing with something and suddenly it bombs into them. Did you get me?
Yeah, our staff is working here to try to raise awareness about the bombs and everything that's in the rubble, and we are coordinating with other organizations as well to raise more awareness and to try to get these and we are trying to warn them from even getting near things that could look suspicious, and to raise awareness for their families as well. But unfortunately, over the 2 years of aggression, there were children that because of those unbombed and so on that killed children even after the war has ended. And so, yeah, we are trying to have some initiatives to raise awareness and have them recognize these suspicious.
Mr. Raed Al-Nems from Qnews, the Director of Media and spokesperson for the Palestinian Red Crescent. I can't thank you enough for you joining us on Qnews and for your time and informative knowledge.